If we would have tried to make Doom 2016 like as a a direct sequel to Doom 3, I think it would have been a little confusing to people, or even felt more like it was it was trying to just move things in a different direction, because we didn't like that or something like that. I mean, and that just wasn't the case. I mean, I think we all like. Everybody, there's few of us left that actually worked on Doom 3, but we were all really proud of it, and still are. But when we decided to kind of reboot the Doom that was being made in like 2011, 2012, it was just like you kind of go back to the well of inspiration. And that wasn't even based on Doom 3. That was, it was still very different. And we did go through a process of like kind of just saying what is everything that we think are the best moments and the best elements of Doom as a whole, whether it's Doom 1, Doom 2, Doom 3, the Doom that we were working on previously, and then try to distill down, okay, what does this mean? What do we keep saying? What are the words that keep coming up? And all of those tended to be around kind of the inspiration of Doom 1 and Doom 2. So that's really what kind of drove that decision more than a. And again, I mean, we were doing that 10 years removed from when Doom came out. So it was just it was kind of a like, what do we want Doom to be? What do we think fans want Doom to be? Despite people liking Doom 3, if we're gonna come back and we're gonna basically set a tone and set a stage for the future of Doom, it really just felt right to kind of use Doom as the original as our inspiration.
It's interesting how much context and a franchise name can matter. I think January 2005, Resident Evil 4 comes out. It's considered the progenitor of action survival horror, but in my mind, Doom 3 kind of got there 5 months earlier. But because it's Doom, people were expecting something a little different.
Yeah. I mean, it's a good observation. I don't know those kinds of decisions. I don't know that you necessarily go into them saying like we're going to do this for the industry, or we're gonna set this mark for anything. You always want to make something great, and you want to make something fun.
Games kind of speak for themselves.
Yeah, they really do. And the thing with Doom 2016 was, once we kind of got on that track and really determined what we wanted to make, I think that the best thing is that we stuck with it, and we just stayed really, really true to it, and we didn't let a lot of what tends to happen with feature creep or content ideas that don't fit, but feel like things that you have to do because you have to check something on the back of the box or whatever. People have certain expectations. We really kind of had that clear that clear path and that clear vision, and just did everything we could to stay on that path along the way.
Sure. So I have questions from here on out. I'll just kind of lob them out, and you guys can decide who wants to answer.
Sure. Sorry.
Okay. So the new Doom, quote unquote, was announced back in 2008, and I wonder if you could describe the team at that time, because I think Rage was still in development as well. Was this something that was very far along? How many people were working on it at the time?
I actually don't remember how many people were on each team, but we had definitely grown as a studio into multiple teams. We had the team working on Rage, and then we had made the determination that we wanted to do Doom in-house. We had actually gone out and looked right around 2006, 2007. We'd gone out and looked at some other developers and talked to some different people about Doom as a franchise, because we were making. I guess at that point we were making Rage. We had just started on Rage, and didn't know if we wanted to build up the internal team to do it or do it externally. Made the determination to do it inside, and that we kind of hire up a second team, I mean it was it's growth. It's the way when I started at id, it was I think like 12, 13 people. I mean, it hadn't been 12, or there had been people who've left, but
right.
there was 12 or 13 people in the office. You know, we finished Doom 3 with 19 developers. And, you know, at that point, you're managing AAA development that is two teams, and it's challenging. It's challenging for any business to grow like that. You know, I mean, the project was moving along pretty well. Rage came out and was really good, and then we kind of turned a little bit of attention to a little bit more attention to Doom, and you know, lots of stuff happening. I mean, there's a million little things that go into every decision like that, but it wasn't, you know, ultimately it didn't end up feeling like what we thought the next Doom should be, and I think it's just the fundamental thing that happened. And when we started to really break that down and you know, make the changes to that, we headed in this direction. And really happy with kind of obviously how that happened, not how it happened, but how we got here. You know, where we ended up is the best way to say that. It's challenging anytime you go through that. I give Bethesda a lot of credit for sticking with us as we kind of made that transition. A lot of other publishers, I don't know that they would have really been as supportive as they were in making those changes, because those are hard. I mean, that's money spent. You're moving away from a lot of work that was done. It impacts morale of the team. But ultimately, once we got on that path, I think everybody was on board and very excited about the new direction. And the other thing that I always say is that the stuff that was being developed was really good. Actually, it you know, with another name, it probably would have been a successful game. It was pretty fun. It wasn't done, but it was fun, and I don't think we make bad stuff. So it would have come together and you know, made all the twists and turns it had to. But you know, ultimately, I think we made the right decision. Very proud of the work we ended up doing, and I'm really glad it kind of steered it back towards, you know, what people love about Doom 1 and 2.
Did you ever consider releasing the game and just rebranding it as something you might be?
You know, it wasn't far enough along. It would have taken a pretty considerable effort to get it all the way done. And at that time, we were basically, you know, we'd grown to multiple teams. We were having, you know, it was challenging managing that. So part of that kind of restructuring was kind of compressing back down into just one team focused on making Doom. So there wasn't really, like, when you go through something like that, the last thing you want to do is keep your focus kind of divided. We really needed to refocus as a team and make Doom, you know, kind of all hands on deck, making Doom the absolute best game it should be and needs to be.
Hugo, I was interested. One thing that Marty had mentioned was that, you know, id Software doesn't really set out to say, well, we want to do this. The game kind of speaks for themselves, not really looking at external factors, just doing what you guys feel is right. The Doom 4 that was in development at first was kind of described as Call of Doom. Was that an instance of Doom or of the team being kind of influenced by external factors, saying, well, Call of Duty and Battlefield are hot, should we pursue that style of campaign, that style of gameplay?
I'm not the right person to answer this question.
we can throw it back over to Marty.